Listen, I know for a fact that there are tons of you out there making absolute fire music, but you're stuck in Spotify limbo. You deserve to be heard. Your streams, they're about to go from zero to hero. We're talking a massive explosion of plays, followers, and fans. Why? Because today, I'm hooking you up with the ultimate guide to conquering Spotify. We're not talking about some wishy-washy advice here. This is the real deal, straight from the playbook of artists who've cracked the code. Get ready to unlock the secrets of Spotify algorithms, playlists, and all the behind-the-scenes magic that'll make your music blow up. Over the next 30 days, we're diving deep into actionable strategies that'll transform your Spotify game. We're talking about optimizing your profile like a boss, mastering the art of releasing music, and even tapping into the power of collabs and social media. This is your chance to take your music career to the next level, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. So buckle up, crank up the volume, and let's turn you into the next Spotify sensation. First things first, let's talk about your Spotify profile. This is your musical storefront, and trust me, first impressions are everything. Imagine walking into a store that's a disorganized mess. You'd probably turn right back around. Your Spotify profile is no different. You need a killer profile picture that screams, "Listen to my music." Think high quality, eye-catching, and something that represents your sound. Next up, your bio. This isn't the time to be shy or mysterious. Tell your story. Who are you as an artist? What makes your music unique? Don't be afraid to inject some personality into it. And while you're at it, make sure your playlists are on point too. Curate playlists that showcase your musical influences and vibe. Think of it as setting the mood for your listeners. Now here's the kicker. Spotify's algorithm is like that friend who loves a good party. It's all about being active and keeping things fresh. Regularly update your profile with new music, photos, and even little behind-the-scenes snippets. The more active you are, the more Spotify will reward you. Oh, and one last thing, consistency is key. Make sure your branding is consistent across all your social media platforms. Your website, Instagram, Facebook, everything should have the same vibe as your Spotify profile. This creates a cohesive brand identity that fans will instantly recognize and connect with. Remember, your Spotify profile is your musical home. Make it inviting, make it interesting, and most importantly, make it scream you. Alright, let's talk about releasing music. I know it's tempting to drop a whole album at once, but trust me on this one, singles are king in the Spotify game. Think about it. Every time you release a new single, it's a chance to grab Spotify's attention and land on those coveted algorithmic playlists like Discover Weekly and Release Radar. These playlists are like gold mines for new listeners. They're constantly being updated with fresh tracks, and you want your music to be front and center. By consistently releasing singles, you're giving yourself more opportunities to be discovered by a wider audience. But it's not just about throwing a song out there and hoping for the best. You need a strategy, a game plan. Plan out your releases in advance, create hype on social media, and get your fans pumped for what's coming. The more buzz you generate, the better your chances of landing on those all-important playlists. And hey, while we're on the topic of strategy, let's talk about pre-save campaigns. This is where your fans can essentially pre-order your song on Spotify before it even drops. This tells Spotify that people are excited about your music, and guess what? They'll reward you by giving your song more visibility when it's released. Now let's talk about Spotify's editorial playlists. These are the big leagues, the playlists curated by Spotify's team of music experts. Getting featured on one of these can skyrocket your streams and introduce your music to a whole new world of listeners. But here's the thing, getting your music on these playlists is like trying to get into an exclusive club. You need to impress the bouncer. And in this case, the bouncer is Spotify's editorial team. So how do you get past them? By crafting a killer pitch. When you're submitting your music for consideration, don't just send a generic message. Take the time to research the playlists you're targeting. Understand their vibe, their audience, and what kind of music they feature. Then, tailor your pitch to each specific playlist. Highlight what makes your track unique, why it would be a perfect fit, and why their listeners would love it. Remember, personalization is key. Don't be afraid to reach out to playlist curators directly either. Many of them have their contact information publicly available. A personalized and genuine message can go a long way. Now, while we're on the topic of playlists, let's not forget about the power of user-generated playlists. These are playlists created by music lovers, influencers, and even other artists. And guess what? They can be just as impactful as Spotify's editorial playlists. Think about it. People trust recommendations from people they follow, especially when it comes to music. So how do you get your music featured on these playlists? It's all about building relationships and networking. Reach out to playlist curators in your genre, introduce yourself, and share your music. But here's the key: don't just spam them with links to your songs. Take the time to listen to their playlists, engage with their content, and build a genuine connection. Remember, it's all about building relationships. And when you do reach out, personalize your message. Mention something you liked about their playlist, explain why you think your music would be a good fit, and offer to return the favor by sharing their playlist with your followers. Alright, let's talk about collaborations. In the music world, teamwork makes the dream work. Collaborating with other artists is one of the fastest ways to grow your audience and tap into a whole new pool of potential fans. Think about it. When you collaborate with someone, you're essentially tapping into their fan base and they're tapping into yours. It's a win-win situation. But here's the key: don't just collaborate with anyone. Be strategic about it. Look for artists who share a similar audience to yours, but maybe have a slightly bigger following. This way, you're maximizing your reach and exposing your music to a whole new group of listeners who are already primed to enjoy your sound. And when you do collaborate, make it epic. Create something truly special that showcases both of your talents and gets people talking. Cross-promote your collaboration on social media, tag each other in posts, and watch your fan bases collide in the best way possible. Let's talk about social media. I know you've heard it a million times, but I'm going to say it again. Social media is your best friend when it comes to promoting your music. But here's the thing: it's not enough to just post your music and hope for the best. You need to be strategic about it. Think of your social media platforms as bridges that connect your fans to your Spotify page. Use eye-catching visuals, create engaging videos, and give your followers a reason to click that link in your bio. Run contests, offer exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and make it fun for people to interact with your music. And don't forget to use those Spotify integration features. Share your latest releases, your favorite playlists, and even snippets of your songs directly on your social media pages. Make it easy for people to discover and listen to your music without ever leaving the app. We talked about pre-save campaigns earlier, but they're so important that they deserve their own chapter. Think of pre-save campaigns as the ultimate hype machine for your music. They allow your fans to essentially pre-order your song on Spotify before it's even released. This does two things. First, it creates a ton of buzz and anticipation for your new music. And second, it sends a powerful signal to Spotify's algorithm that people are excited about your song. And guess what? Spotify loves to see that. The more pre-saves you get, the more likely Spotify is to feature your song on those all-important algorithmic playlists like Release Radar and Discover Weekly. So how do you run a successful pre-save campaign? Easy. Start promoting it early, offer exclusive incentives for fans who pre-save, and make it shareable on social media. Alright, let's talk about data. I know it might not sound as exciting as creating music, but trust me, this stuff is gold. Spotify for Artists is a free tool that gives you access to a treasure trove of information about your listeners. We're talking about demographics, location, listening habits, and so much more. This information is like having a superpower. It tells you who your fans are, where they're located, and what they like to listen to. Use this information to your advantage. Tailor your social media content to their interests, target your ads to their location, and even plan tours in cities where you have a large fan base. The more you understand your audience, the better equipped you'll be to reach them and grow your following. So dive into those analytics, experiment with different strategies, and watch your Spotify game reach new heights. I know what you're thinking. Ads? Do I really need to spend money to promote my music? Here's the thing. You don't need a massive budget to run effective ad campaigns. In fact, with a little bit of strategy, you can achieve incredible results with even a small investment. The key is to be laser-focused with your targeting. Instead of trying to reach everyone, focus on reaching the right people, people who are most likely to enjoy your music. Use those insights you gained from Spotify for Artists to target your ads based on demographics, interests, and even the playlists your target audience is already listening to. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook allow you to get hyper-specific with your targeting, ensuring that your ads are seen by the people who are most likely to become loyal fans. And there you have it. the ultimate blueprint for exploding on Spotify. Remember, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes hard work, dedication, and a whole lot of hustle. But trust me, the rewards are well worth it. Implement these strategies consistently, and you'll start to see real results. Your streams will climb, your fan base will grow, and you'll be well on your way to achieving your musical dreams. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, create amazing music, and show the world what you're made of.